Hello and welcome back to another video in the world of Monster Hunter. Today is all about the hammer build progression throughout Iceborne, and I am not a hammer player at all. In fact, I only really pick up hammer to do these videos on it, and not normally a fan. However, one, this hammer looks awesome, so this isn't the top end build, although it can beat it as long as you do have peak performance active by like 1 damage a hit. Worth it. But slightly maybe getting the hang of it, just about, not too sure, but hopefully the play will show that. Anyway, let's get on with the build progression, and this actually starts off really twitchy and yet again does a little bit of a back hop on the damage in place of defense, but damage is still there, trust me. Now going into it, going to be using the Tariff Hammer Sleep because it's got very high raw and a lovely chunk of white. 3-piece Kaiser, Gamma from high rank, and then try and utilise the Rathalos chest master rank and then the Barroth coil master rank as well. Decorations are pretty simple, but those attack decos will give some of you that transition into Iceborne a little bit of trouble. But if you don't have them, don't worry too much about it. Put 3 vitality in and that should basically see you through the early stages of the game. I did test all of these out playing through and I had no dramas using that build up to the next one, which did give me a bit of trouble simply because the monster was very rapid and annoying. Then apparently I thought at this point, screw it, let's grind it. So we're going to use the Nargacuga hammer, helmet, gloves and boots. Challenger Charm, try and upgrade that as you progress. You won't be at Handicraft Challenger Charm 4, be more like 3, then adding in the Barroth coil. It will balance it back down to level 5 and not have the really annoying red stat that you can see going on here. Now weirdly, due to a lower affinity but higher raw, your overall EFR is going to be lower, which basically means your crits will hit less than the previous build, but your non-crits will hit higher than the previous build. So it kind of balances out a little bit, but not too much higher, because you might notice the raw of the first Nargacuga hammer, the Hidden Breaker, isn't that much higher, which is why we've waited so long to transition into a master rank weapon, because until you really get to sort of like the actual end game, there's not much point. Now we're going to take a little bit more of a hop in damage, utilizing Kirin, Odigaran and 3-piece Nargacuga. At this point we should be able to get the Hidden Breaker Plus, which is a good chunk more damage. And overall this build works pretty darn well. I would actually almost say that this build would work very well if you could get augments at this point, but you can't, so screw it. We are running a little bit of evade window as well, so this potentially could help you out with some of the monsters that are a little bit more tricky and you're wanting to learn the iframes for. Because at this point we should be around MR17, hence you having the Kirin jacket, but that also means we can now farm the 3-piece Kaiser for our beautiful Master's Touch. Again, still running the Hidden Breaker because it's really sort of the only elementless weapon that actually comes with a little bit of oomph behind it. You can start whacking out the Acidic Glavenus hammer if you wish, and that will be again a huge massive chunk, but the 3-piece Kaiser's really got what we're going to be after. I would also recommend making all 5 pieces because you're going to be chopping and changing a lot as you progress now through the remainder of the story, getting different pieces and then eventually getting to some of the more end game builds, which are going to jump you up near enough 100 EFR plus a tad bit more. And here is one such jump. We're going to be using Dawning Tranquility, which is from Shara Ishvalda, as well as Shara Ishvalda's gloves. Still rocking the Kirin jacket and 3-piece Kaiser. This is basically, you have just finished the storyline sort of build. 722 EFR is nothing to scoff at, and it's a pretty easy-ish build, minus the 2 level 4 attack decos. Although I did get mine pretty damn easy, it is entirely up to you on what you really put in there. And I've also left on the boots the level 4 decoration completely unused, and I will let you decide what you wish to put in there. The only real downside to this build is it comes with level 3 blast. We're not rocking blast at all, which is a little bit annoying. Now for the build that I'm actually using in this video, the Royal Cross Mace with an Elementless decoration, affinity and health augments, golden headdress which is from Mojang with attack level 4 and then an attack dual 1, Kaiser Mail with critical medicine, attack, Kaiser Van Braces with handicraft, challenger, and Kaiser Coil with critical medicine, flawless attack, Garuga Greaves with critical medicine, flawless. The reason I'm running so much recovery up, well level 3 to be precise, is I am running peak performance, and being the fact that I'm not the best hammer player, I will struggle to keep my health up, and I do need peak performance up to even be competitive within the meta. With everything up, this will hit 830 EFR, where the current top running build using the Acidic Levinus is 827 if I'm not mistaken, but it doesn't utilize peak performance, so that's going to have consistent more damage, where a newbie hammer like myself is going to be a little bit less. So I'm running medicine just to get that 30% extra healing. It comes in handy. And speaking of Acidic Levinus, we have the Grinding Mallet with a Challenger decoration, level 4, health and affinity, Kaiser Crown with Challenger level 4, Rex Roar with Challenger and Vitality with an attack, Kaiser Van Braces with Tenderizer, Vitality and a handicraft, Kaiser Coil with attack level 4, Elementless Expert, Garuga Greaves with critical Vitality, critical, and the handicraft charm. This is 827 effective raw. However, it is not reliant on peak performance, so that is going to be a lot more worthwhile. The reason I don't particularly like this build is because I find it has the same problem that the Diablos hammer back in base, and that is limited maximum sharpness, which is only 10 points of purple, which is great while you're hitting the weak points, but the moment those 10 points of purple disappear, if you're still in the fight and can't sharpen, you have taken a serious drop in your damage, and I personally don't find it worthwhile. I would rather keep peak performance and just keep hitting the monster. Anyway, that is me. That's also pretty much it for the Rathian. She says good night, I say good luck, have fun, and don't die. It's bad for the health.